reform. But with a strict vetting system and anti-establishment candidates barred from running, is change possible in the Islamic Republic? This is Inside Story. Hello, welcome to the program. I am Hashim Mahbarra. Iran's parliamentary elections look set to be a major test for the government. While anti-establishment candidates aren't expected to win many seats, a low voter turnout could indicate extensive discontent. In 2022, the country was rocked by mass protests, and many Iranians are still calling for reforms. So how is the government responding, and what lies ahead for the Islamic Republic? We'll go to our panel in just a moment. First, Fintan Monahan has this report.
Iran is electing a new parliament, but some in the capital Tehran are disillusioned. They don't believe their vote will make a difference.
I'm not going to vote because my experience from the previous result was not good. I don't think I'll choose anyone. I can't see anything new or any new statements. They're all just the same old slogans.
The biggest problem is people's lack of trust in the effectiveness of parliament.
The government insists there are plenty of choices. However, all candidates are vetted in advance, and some politicians who favor reform say they're barred from running.
The
final number of qualified candidates was about 15,000 people from the 20,000 who registered, and naturally the rest are those who were disqualified or ineligible according to our country's law.
Many Iranians want change. In 2022, mass protests took place nationwide after a young woman died in police custody. Mahsa Amini had been arrested for allegedly violating the strict dress code for women. This prompted demands for reform, with some even calling for an end to the Islamic Republic. The government clamped down on protests and has since passed even tougher penalties for ignoring the dress code. Afifa Abedi is one of a handful of reformist candidates who made it onto the ballot. She says problems stem from women being excluded from influential positions.
Women, although very active in society, hold very small share of power. They only have access to positions of secondary importance, such as councillors or deputy minister for women's affairs. It is the men who make the decisions, even when they concern women.
With many reformist voices either disqualified or boycotting the vote, turnout is expected to be an important factor. If voters stay home, it could be a sign the establishment is losing popularity. Fintan Monahan, Al Jazeera for Inside Story.
Let's bring in our guest. Joining us from Tehran is Mohammad Marandi, professor at the University of Tehran and Iranian political analyst. In Venice, Roxane Farmanfarmaian, professor of international relations and modern Middle East politics at the University of Cambridge. In Düsseldorf, we are joined by Adnan Tabatabai, an Iranian affairs analyst and chief executive of CAPO, a think tank focused on the Middle East. Welcome to the program. Mohammed, I would like to ask you about a general sentiment that this election could perhaps be one of the most delicate moments for the political establishment in Iran since the Islamic Revolution 1979. How accurate is this characterization?
I'm not really sure, because ever since I was a teenager, during election times, they would say this is one of the most sensitive moments in the revolutionary period. So it's difficult to say. Obviously, the elections are important. The current administration, if the president wants to be reelected, he has to be seen as having strong support. If he fails to gain support, he could lose the election next year, especially since the economy isn't doing very well. Of course, his political opponents, like President Rouhani and his people still don't have great memories of the economy during that period. So it is a certain moment where people see the current administration as not performing extraordinarily well, and the previous administration not being very successful.